Hi and welcome back. This is the marking out of part 5 for the 2005 Ordinary Level Junior Cert project, the desk fan. There are two parts in part 5. Essentially they're the same. Speak when I'm finished about marking it out. There's two alternatives. So we're going to get started. The piece of metal I have is 1.5 brass. It's already cut on the guillotine to 90 millimeters in length by 50. We get those dimensions from 25 plus 40 plus 25 is 90 and 50 across. So put this one, the second one, aside for a second. We'll talk about that later on. So just going to mark out what we see here. I mark the general outline first, and then I'll do the curves, and then we'll do the location of the holes. So from the side here, it's up 25 and then up 40, and that should leave me with 25. So I'm going to mark those now. So from the bottom, marking 25. And we could mark 25 from both ends, making sure everything is lined up. And T-square those lines over halfway across. Again, thin material, so you must pick it up before scribing. Now this line up here is 25 in, it's halfway across, so again going to measure 25 millimeters along the base, mark it, and T-square line up just between the two other 25s that we have. And we're going to be removing this section later on, and I will show you how to best do that with a hacksaw. Now that we've those done, the next thing to do are the fillets. We've got 4 of them in total to do. I'm going to start with the largest one. And as always pointed out, wherever the radius is, that's the distance you come from both sides. So in this case it's 10. So I'm going to measure down 10 on this edge here. Mark it. I'm going to measure across 10. I'm going to T-square both of those points to meet each other. Center punch that point, and I've invested in an automatic center punch to make my life easier. And now we set our dividers to the same radius, 10. And draw the quadrant. We now have 3 more to do, 5, 5 and 5. So I'm just going to try and mark those reasonably quickly. Measuring 5 across here. I'm going to use my T-square and draw the line at this point, and to save time, do it down here as well. Now we want to measure 5 up this line. And I'm going to measure 5 here and T-square that across because we needed it 2 points at the bottom. We need it here and over here. And then finally I'm going to measure 5 in this line. And now we have the 3 centers for our quadrants, or our fillets. Center punch all 3 of those. Set 5 on the dividers. can draw the 3 quadrants or fillets. Again, with smaller circles, it's a little bit awkward, and you may have to fix things up when you're filing later on, just to get them as good as possible. There we go, the other one. So there we have the outline of our part completed. So now we just need to identify the 4 holes that we have to drill. Now, these 2, that's one of the centres for one of them, and we have another one up 15 millimetres for that. If I'd been thinking ahead, I could have scribed that longer. I'll do that now. And the 2 holes have 15 between them, so I'm just going to measure from this one up 15 and centre punch it. That's the 2 holes there marked out. And we have 2 holes here at the bottom. They're up 12 and in 10 from the edges. I'm going to measure up 12. T-square that line across. And then measure 10 from either edge on that line. Centre punch both. And our marking out is complete. To do the next piece, which I've already done, you can do the exact same thing. However, because both of these pieces are bent at the base in opposite directions, you will need to transfer this 25 line to the other side so that you can bend it the correct direction. Your other option, if you choose to do it, is to mark it out as a mirror image of this. So instead of having the gap on the left, you're going to have the gap on the right when you mark it out. And all of the, it's basically you're getting it and flipping it over. Might be a bit more challenging to do, but it works equally as well. Now, the last thing I want to point out in this stage is, for the cutting out of this section, what you want to do is you want to cut straight down here, like that, straight down here. And once both of those two cuts are complete, go from one of the tops to the bottom of the other side. So we cut, let's say, right, like that, for example. That removes this whole triangle. And then you can cut from here down to there, removing that triangle. And if you have a small junior hacksaw or something, you can probably take more cuts, removing more material bit by bit, until eventually you only have a small bit to file at the bottom. I'll be doing that on the bandsaw, but you'll get the same idea. Right, on to drilling. By the way, it's not on this drawing, or it wasn't on it, but it will be in the drawing that's linked in the description. That's a 4.5 for the two of those, and 3.5 for these. And that's the completion of part number 5. The 2 parts. The biggest mistake that most people make, if they're going to make a mistake in this part, is to bend these 2 pieces the same direction. Notice the bases are bent opposite directions. That is the important thing to remember there, and you do that by putting them in to the bending machine so that they're mirror images of each other. Okay, thank you for watching. That was part 5. We're going to move on to part 6 next, and I'll see you in the next video for that.